Hold on to your blinkers. That's right, Bitcoin is on day 6 of holding our critical line of support here on this daily chart with every daily close above this line in the past 6 days. But time is running out, and now everybody is wondering when Ethereum will initiate trouser bursting gainage and fill our whittle itsy bitsy piggy banks to the brim. Let's get doinking. Welcome back, doinkers and boinkers. I'm your host, Tommy Tartar Sauce, and I haven't been this ready for a blast off since junior high. Guys, as we talked about back on January 21st and January 22nd, Bitcoin is within a very, in my opinion, long-term bullish pattern. However, that does require further downside first. One thing that I want to point out is overall, we talked about kind of just the, whether you want to call it a bull flag descending channel, whatever you want to call it, as we showed you in that clip from yesterday, the longer this plays out, and as long as it holds structure, the longer it plays out, and the further down Bitcoin goes, the more strength, the more explosiveness we're going to see when Bitcoin finally attempts to make a move. I think it would be better if we continued this downtrend, if we actually maybe also did touch on the 50-day moving average. And now with that being said, I've also been very transparent that I've been very keenly interested in Ethereum more so over the past few days because, as we said, Bitcoin is still within a consolidation period, as we've been saying for over a week now. And honestly, my interest has definitely shifted in the short term towards seeing what Ethereum's price action can do. And as well, the question so many people are talking about, has Bitcoin topped out around 42K? And this is the end of this bull cycle? Absolutely not, guys. So we're going to be addressing that and many more things in this webisode. So make sure to strap in, strap on, butter those biscuits, and let's get ready for some next level doinkage. And as well, guys, if you're an absolute savage and you just don't even care who knows it, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, make sure to turn on those post notifications so you get updated for these time-sensitive, groundbreaking, life-changing updates. And without any further spladoosh, let's jump in. So if we start off here on Bitcoin's weekly chart, guys, you can tell we're in absolute critical crunch mode, not only on some of these shorter time frames as it's been for the past few days, right, especially on the 1 and 4 hour, but now we're in crunch mode on the weekly chart. So this is big news, and this is definitely something we have to be oogling because this could get crazy very fast. As I'm recording this video, as I just said that, we just dipped below 32K. So if we take a look first on this hourly chart, this is basically exactly what we've been expecting. As we got rejected right around 35K, as we mentioned, we have just been on pretty much a massive dumpage to the downside, with the VPVR point of control on this chart being roughly about 31.8. 31.5 was that key level we've been talking about for quite a while now. And realistically, this has been a very important level for Bitcoin's price. It's basically been a little below or a little above 31.5. It's been teeter-tottering there. And as you can see now, currently, we're testing this last 21 moving average on this 1 hour chart for support. But guys, let's be honest, it doesn't look very strong right now. So if we switch to the 4 hour chart, you can see the same thing. Ever since that rejection at 35K, we actually came down and actually set a slightly lower low. It was a wick, but you see that here. But as you can see, Bitcoin's price action has not been super bullish over the past few days. And guys, that leads me into basically what I think is happening here. Okay, we've been discussing it in basically every video, but it's annoying for myself and you, I'm sure, for me to repeat myself too much. But basically what we see happening here is consolidation, downwards move. And that is exactly what is best illustrated here on this 6 hour chart. This, whether you want to call it a bull flag, it's basically just a descending channel, but yes, very likely a bull flag. As you can see, this would be the very large pole, and this would be the flag. Very beautiful thing that we talked about a first time about a week ago. And yeah, very interesting. You can see here, we're also below 2 key moving averages here. So guys, can we expect some more downside? Over the next week, I 100% think we can. And guys, as we talk about all the time with the DXY, last week we got rejected off the 50. We found support on the 21 day after actually falling a little bit below it. But again, these are critical times for Bitcoin. We're going to see something dramatic play out on this chart this week. We've been discussing Bitcoin finding support on the 21 and having another go at the 50-day moving average, but you see immediately rejected, and you see where it's holding support right now, again at that 21 days. So this is actually big because we just talked about the bearishness potentially short term for Bitcoin, because ultimately I'm extremely mid and long term bullish for Bitcoin, but the potential bearishness for Bitcoin in the very short term is very real. However, if the DXY fails here, which it's been quite a battle, you can see the momentum actually, it looks like it wants to push this DXY significantly lower here. So if we see that happen and we see the DXY plummet, guys, we'll see Bitcoin most likely over the next day or so make a very big move to the upside. And we're going to show you exactly on these charts what I'm looking for here. But as well, we're going to talk about this channel more. But if we take a look on the daily chart here, this is another pattern we've been discussing for quite a while now as well. Just like a falling wedge type pattern on this daily chart. We've still just been bouncing within it. You can see about 5 days ago, when we came to the bottom here, very strong bounce. It was right around 28 when we actually came down to that 50-day moving average, basically still trading within this range. Now, I got a lot of comments when I first discussed this a few days ago, and people were asking, because there's not a lot of new people in the space, and some people haven't really looked at too much TA before. Basically, they asked, well, what is a falling wedge and why would it break up? Basically, falling wedge is literally exactly what you see here. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but falling wedges are typically a bullish pattern, similar to how an ascending triangle is usually bullish and a descending triangle is usually bearish. Again, it's never 100%, but falling wedges do slightly break more to the upside than they do to the downside. And especially in such a bullish environment as Bitcoin is in, guys, if we would zoom out and maybe look 1, 2, 3 weeks in the future, if this pattern does continue playing out, I see no reason why it wouldn't break to the upside, okay? Let's fast forward, maybe to the first 2 weeks of February, let's say, which I don't think it's going to happen, but let's say we just continuously trade in the smaller and smaller range and then break down. Again, that's always a possibility, but I find it much less likely that that happens. And what I think is more likely what happens if we do remain within this pattern, that we would ultimately break to the upside. And within this type of trading for Bitcoin is where ultimately we would see Ethereum actually break its all-time high again, but actually go on a very nice run. And guys, with that being said, Ethereum is in a much better spot short-term than Bitcoin. So while I just said I'm extremely bullish for Bitcoin mid and long-term, there is a case to be made very clearly for some continued downside for Bitcoin. However, that's not the case with Ethereum. There is a case for Ethereum right now to be short, mid, and long-term bullish. So basically, again, as we said, we're not going to go over this too much because we've already discussed this so much throughout the last 2 weeks. Basically, though, Ethereum is in a much better place to break its all-time high and actually start blowing past 15, 16, 1700 up to 2000, 2500 per Ether over the next few weeks than Bitcoin is. Ethereum is that moonshot we're looking for in the very short term. Again, I'm not expecting Bitcoin to hit 42 and then go to 45, maybe 50,000 in the next few weeks. I'm not expecting that. I do think it's very likely for that to be happening still in the first quarter of this year. We still have over 2 months that could happen and still be in the first quarter of this year. So again, while I'm expecting Bitcoin to hit all-time highs rather soon, maybe a couple weeks, maybe 1 or 2 months away, Ethereum, I'm still, and many people as well, are still looking for this to absolutely start exploding in the very short term. This week, possible, right? Next week, very, very possible. So this is something we're watching for on the very short term. And as we see, guys, with this daily chart, another strong bounce off the 21-day, which is signaling strength for Ethereum and makes it likely, as we talked about when we did actually break our all-time highs recently, on that same day, we said Ethereum could burst any day now. It's still the truth. Ethereum could still burst any day now. And as you can see, we're kind of still just tightening within this range. We basically have this 21-day holding as immense support, and then basically this area right here where we haven't had a daily close above yet. And you can see time is running out. So it'll be interesting to see over the next few days, because I definitely anticipate Ethereum could easily have a break to the upside. And that would be even more likely, again, if the DXY fails here. But then we also have to take into account potentially Bitcoin pumping if the DXY fails. So again, it's a complicated game, and not even just that. There's even more than just TA that we're talking about. So a lot going on and a lot to factor into analysis, but also on the daily chart, again, we're still holding on this key line, which I just find amazing here. As we talked about, guys, everybody that's been watching this channel for a while, you guys know how reliable this has been, very interesting as well, and we're still holding there. If we would actually fall below here, which we're not yet, let's take a zoom in, roughly if we break below 31.5, let's give it a little wiggle room, break below 31.5 again, then Bitcoin's in store for another test, or a test of that 50-day moving average down here. Ideally, if Bitcoin can just manage to hold here, as we said, that 34 to 36,000 is the absolute battle zone for Bitcoin. So as long as Bitcoin doesn't face too strong of rejection, and guys, as we see even on these shorter time frames, we've been getting rejected quite a lot for Bitcoin, but we have not been plummeting too much. Like I said, I personally want Bitcoin to actually have another leg down, right? Let's see how strong the bears are. Give it your best shot. Try to push us down to 28K. Try to push us down to 25K. Try to push us down to the 21-week moving average down here around 20K. do it. Let's see what happens. Let's see how strong the bears are, and then the bulls can respond with a very nice show of strength. And the bulls, you know, do it. Try your best. Let's see what happens. Can the market actually push us all the way down here? And if so, I will be extremely ready and anticipatory of exactly what would come after that. Because again, if we would get a move down here, guys, there's no doubt in my mind that within the next week or two after we had a move down there, things would get explosive to the upside for Bitcoin and the crypto space. Wow, and guys, I'm actually a huge ding-dong. In yesterday's video, I said we were going to be doing a giveaway in today's video, but then at the end of yesterday's video, I did a giveaway anyway because my brain is broken. So anyway, I guess we'll just do another one since I said we would yesterday, even though we did yesterday. So video number 2. So yeah, let's copy the link address here, and we'll just post that in there, get YouTube comments. Remember, guys, shoot me an email and respond to your winning comment, and then tell me what prize, T4, equivalent in BTC, or hardware wallet, and we'll see who the winner is. Dobre Elvis. ZEC and Nano will explode soon, just like Aave. Cheers, brother. Dobre, make sure to shoot me an email, pinned in the description, or my email's in my description, and yeah, we can get you your prize. And guys, for anybody with experience trading, you want to support the channel, and maybe you want to actually take part in Ethereum trading, because that is on Bybit, make sure to check out our link below, up to an additional $620 for trading on Bybit. Absolutely insane. Remember, trading is risky, whether you use leverage or not, so never risk your entire piggy bank. Never risk more than you're willing to lose.